Welcome back to today's episode of A More Excellent You. Today, we'll be going into the part 3 of a 3-part series we have been on called Learning How You Learn. If you've been following this series, welcome back. If you are just joining us, please watch the part 1 and the part 2 before watching this video. The links will be in the description box below. So, in part 1, we talked about your cognitive channel, which is how information naturally enters your brain. In part 2, we uncovered your processing style, which is how your brain organizes meaning to the information that you receive. Today, we are completing the framework because even when information enters correctly and even when you process it clearly, you can still forget it. And that's because we haven't talked about the third component of your learning DNA, which is your memory bias. So what is a memory bias? God created everyone with a natural memory superpower. Not just about how you receive information, not just about how you process it, but this is about how your brain stores the information and how your brain retrieves it when it's needed. Your memory bias determines what sticks effortlessly, what fades quickly, and why some study methods work for you and why others don't work for you. Now, let's walk through them. As I describe each one of them, you begin to notice which one feels like you. Number 1, the narrative memory. If you have a narrative memory bias, you remember stories. You remember personal experiences. You remember conversations. You remember moments tied to meaning. You may forget bullet points, but you won't forget how something happened. You learn best when information is wrapped up in stories, in case studies, in examples, in lived experiences. This is why storytelling is so powerful for you. If something becomes part of a story, it becomes unforgettable for you. Number 2, the spatial memory. The spatial memory is about location. You remember where things are. You might say, I left the file on the right side of my table. I remember that the diagram was on the top left corner of the page. You may visualize entire pages in your mind. Special learners thrive with diagrams, with color coding, with structured layout, with mind maps. If your notes are chaotic, then your recall suffers. When your space is organized, your mind is organized too. Number 3, pattern memory. Pattern memory is about systems. You're strong with frameworks, with formulas, with logical connections, with step sequences. You see structures where others see randomness. You love models, you love flowcharts, you love structured outlines. Once you understand the pattern, you can recreate the knowledge. You don't memorize isolated facts, you memorize them in relationships. This is why you excel in system-based learning. Number 4, emotional memory. If something made you feel something, you remember it. Emotion locks the information in. Emotions like embarrassment, excitement, fear, joy. You may forget technical definitions, but you will never forget how a moment made you feel. For emotion memory learners, learning sticks when it matters personally. Relevance fuels retention for them. So if something feels detached, then it disappears in the memory. Number 5, auditory memory. Auditory memory is about sound. You remember voices, tones, rhythm, how something was said. You might find that you can recall entire conversations word for word. You benefit from lectures, from voice notes, from repeating things aloud, from teaching others verbally. Reading silently may not anchor things for you, but hearing it or saying it helps it stick. But here is the challenge that most people never realize. They usually study against their memory bias, particularly because they have not studied themselves enough, or they're probably copying what has worked for someone else. You find a narrative learner trying to memorize bullet points, and you find a pattern learner trying to memorize stories. You find a spatial learner studying from plain text. You find an auditory learner reading silently. And then they just conclude, oh, I'm bad at this. No, you're not studying in your brain's native language. So let's zoom out. Your learning DNA has 3 layers. 1, your cognitive channel, how information enters your brain. 2, your processing style, how the meaning of the information is formed. 3, your memory bias, how the knowledge sticks. When all 3 align, learning feels smooth. But when they clash, learning feels so exhausting. And this is why there are times in our lives when growth feels effortless, and there are other times when it feels like we're pushing through mud. Your intelligence didn't change. The alignment of these 3 components did. So moving forward, here's what I want you to do. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, how does information enter my brain most naturally? 2, do I process better through big picture meaning or detailed steps? 3, what kind of memory anchors things for me? Once you know this, you stop fighting your design. You adjust your methods and you build systems that match your wiring. Excellence is not about copying someone else's strategy. It's about honoring your own architecture. So let's bring this series all together. In part 1, I believe you stopped blaming yourself for how you receive information. In part 2, you stopped blaming yourself for how you process it. And today, I believe you have stopped blaming yourself for how you remember it. And that is powerful, because when you understand your learning DNA, you move from frustration to strategy, from confusion to clarity, from self-doubt to self-awareness. And that is where excellence begins. Not in doing more, but in understanding yourself better. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If this series has shifted something for you, remember to subscribe, remember to like, and remember to share this video with as many people as you can. Don't forget to apply what you have learned, because becoming a more excellent you starts with knowing how you're built, which I believe you now do. Till next time, bye for now.